Welcome to Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio, episode number 64. And man, am I excited. As always, it's your host, Jay Aletto, Jersey Strong Jay in the house right here at the one, the only, the Jersey Shore. And tonight's a huge night. Jake the Snake Roberts is joining us. And without further ado, let's get right to it. I'd like to bring in the one, the only, the incomparable Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Man, how are you doing tonight? Thank you so much for coming on Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio.
Doing great, man. Feeling great. Every day is a new journey. Lots of things that are coming up that I can't talk about, but just be careful what you hope for, because you might just get what you want.
I love it. I saw you recently up here in Jersey at Pro Wrestling Syndicate, and I got to say, you look great. You seemed like you were in great spirits. You even unleashed a couple of DDTs for the crowd that night. And it just seemed like you were having a good time. Can you give us a little bit of insight about your experience up here in New Jersey at Pro Wrestling Syndicate?
Well, I had a great time. I mean, coming back after the journey I've been through, man. I mean, I went all the way off the deep end in such a dark, horrible place. And then to rebound and become resurrected and step back out of it is amazing enough. But to have the opportunity to get back into the ring, the one thing that I truly loved, my whole life, and have that opportunity to go out and perform and be in front of the fans and feel that itch and feel that twitch again, man, it doesn't get any better than that. They had great crowds up there. It was fun being around the fans, talking to the fans, enjoying my time with them, taking photos, signing pictures, whatever. It's just, it's a wonderful place I live in right now, man.
That's what it's all about. And it's very great to have you on the show tonight. And I know you're kicking off your own radio show soon enough. I know you have one episode up that you can find on jakethesnakeroberts.com. Snake Radio. Tell us a little bit about Snake Radio and what the future holds for that show.
Hell if I know. I don't know what's going to happen on there. I try not to think about it. If I think about it, I overthink it. So I got people that think about it. Kyle, my the host, he does a good job and tries to keep me reeled in. Good luck with that. We've got a beautiful young lady on there, Chelsea. She's awesome, quick-witted, quick to bust my chops, which probably needs to be done occasionally. And we got a piece of young talent on there, Dylan, who is also a wrestler. And, we just ask questions to each other, and we put a topic out there, and we beat it up, we chew it up, we spit it out, and we find something else to look at. Sometimes we talk about the past, sometimes we talk about what's going on today. Sometimes we don't even talk about wrestling, we talk about something else, whether it be addiction or what's going on in the world, or just any and everything, man. Just a hot bed of whatever you want, and I think we'll keep it that way because it's good to talk about things that help other people, and I've discovered in lately that I suffer from depression. I didn't realize that. I just thought it because, drinking and drugs. Well, maybe there was a reason there's no reason to do drugs and alcohol, but there was a reason I was turning that way, because there's something mentally a little twisted up there for me. It needed, chemical imbalance that wasn't right, and we've talked about that extensively on the show, and hopefully it's helped some other people realize that, hey, maybe they're not crazy, and maybe they have something they need to look into.
Well, that's definitely a great thing, because helping others is the way to go. That's what I'm trying to do right now by having you on the show. I want to help get your brand out there to more people and help have people hear from you firsthand about everything that's going on right now with Jake the Snake Roberts. And you've got a lot going on. Like you mentioned before, you mentioned that Kyle, he hit me up, and I was talking to him a little bit, and he's great on communicating through email. He was awesome, Jake.
Yeah.
And he told me that you have some stuff in the works as far as maybe a comic book coming out with working with the Savannah College of Art and Design. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, these guys, man, Kyle, I had a buddy of his that happens to be a professor there that, Kyle isn't into this MMA stuff. He just loves getting beat up. But the professor up there is actually into it also. And, and they just tossed it out there to see if these guys wanted to give it a shot, and they put teams of 3 out there. I think there was 30 or 35 teams of 3 that went about coming up with the concept of what Jake the Snake would be in a cartoon character, and there were some that were pretty interesting. There were a couple that were pretty horrifying. One of my least favorite was they were allowed to use myself and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Diamond Dallas Page, and the one that I was horrified most about was Hacksaw Jim Duggan and I becoming life partners. That was pretty scary. The visual on that just makes me twinge. But that one did not win. They were some very fun to look at, but no, that's not going to happen. But we've gotten involved with DC Comics. They've wanted to become involved with it. We've got a pretty few ideas that we're stretching and twitching and pulling on and seeing what comes out of it. We've got a great opportunity to, I've written a book. I've got 600 pages into a book, actually. And it's 600 pages, and I've just started into the WWE. So that tells you that the book's going to be pretty thick. And instead of going with a book the size that weighs 50 pounds, I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to break this into 3 parts and be like a trilogy type thing, and maybe the first book will be about the early years of Jake the Snake before I got to the WWF, and then maybe the next segment will be the WWF years, and the last segment, of course, will be the now. And, I'm doing movies now. I'm doing voiceovers and stuff. I'm in part of the thing called the Lucas Brothers Moving Company, where they got a Jake the Snake character on there. It's pretty strange, pretty weird. He owns a breaking yard and tow truck service. His thing is snatching cars, and then before the owners can get down there to bail them out, he likes to have them crushed because it's a sexual thing, which is pretty weird. But, it's going to go on after Family Guy, remember, it is on Fox, so it's in a good spot. A couple of movies I've done. Heavy Water is awesome. Looking forward to seeing that in the next few months. I've got another zombie flick that I did with Blast. I did it out in Arizona about a year and a half ago. But some of these filmmakers, they're doing it on their own time, man. And it takes time to put this stuff together. And, I'm just patiently waiting and hoping. And, we'll see when I get that Oscar. Maybe next year, not this year.
Wow, Mr. Roberts, you really have a full plate right now, and that's awesome considering the fact that, a lot of wrestlers, they don't really have this much stuff going on this late in their career into their journey, and this is really awesome to hear.
Well, I tell you, I wouldn't either, but my buddy Kyle has built a fire under me, and Diamond Dallas Page, of course, he saved my life, man. Help me get clean and sober, and that's not a fight that I've won. That's one I still have to fight daily, and there's been some slip-ups in the past, nothing lately, thank God, and it's frustrating because at times, man, you get haters out there, man, and they say horrible things about you, and once you get clean and sober, man, you start to listen to people, and you start to take what they say to heart. And, at 58, it sucks that I found out that I do have a soft spot in me, man, and that I do feel pain, and that pain goes deep. And when you're trying to struggle to stay clean and you have people try to get under your skin, they do a damn good job of it, and they do hurt me. And I'm trying to work at not listening to that and realize that, you know what, Jake, you're not the only asshole in the world. There's one more out there, and he's just talking about you right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
it really roughs you up, you know. I mean, it's just so sad that this world is so full of hate. And there's so many people out there that, they're so bored with their own lives that they have to reach out and say something ugly about somebody else. I just don't have time for it. And unfortunately, the Internet allows that to happen, and nobody has to be accountable for anything they say or do. And that's what I see wrong with the Internet. I still struggle with a rotary phone, so that's where I'm at with my savvy on that stuff. So I trust Kyle to look over a lot of it. He's the younger man, and he knows all the bings and bangs and buttons to push and how to get things done. And he's a go-getter. He's a great friend. We just bumped into each other at a gym of all places, and that's where it began. And I brought him over to Dallas, and of course, my time with Dallas, dropping the 70 pounds has certainly helped my life a lot. And, it's just, I got a mixed bag of tricks, man, a real mixed bag. I've got a lot of things in front of me, and hopefully I'll stick my hand in the right one and it'll work. And in the next few days, we're expecting some big things to happen and develop, and we'll let the world know as soon as we can.
Absolutely. That's what I'm all about, the positivity. A lot of fans wanted me to come on here and talk to you about the past, and I got a lot of questions from, I have a presence on Facebook, got a lot of questions there, but I'm gonna take one that's a positive question for you, Mr. Roberts, and it's from a very big fan of yours. His name's Alex Volpe. He's a member of our community, and he basically says that you're a master in professional wrestling psychology and have taught some of the most successful stars in the business. And he wants to know if you've ever thought about going across the country and teaching the inner workings of pro wrestling psychology to some of the new up-and-coming wrestlers in seminars and whatnot.
Well, I'd love to do that, but it takes a lot of footwork, and my feet don't move that fast anymore, man. So it's an idea that I would love to do. I would love to share the knowledge that I have, and it's actually not a choice. Something I should be doing regardless, because I accumulated the knowledge that I have over the years, and learned it from a lot of great talent that are no longer available. And I'd like to be sharing what I know. I'd love an opportunity at WWE to help their talent. God knows they need it. There's nobody out there that can. I mean, Dory Funk Jr. once told me that if you quit learning, the best thing for you to do is to take your tights off and your boots off, put them in a pile, spray them with some lighter fluid, and burn the damn things, because you quit learning in the ring, then you don't deserve to be out there anymore. And I still learn when I go out there. Most of the time these days I learn to look out for that young guy because he hadn't got a clue. That's what I learned. But, I would love to share that knowledge. And it just takes the right opportunity and the right time for somebody to put something together. I've thought about opening up a school, but I just don't know that I'd have the patience to do it, because, at 58, man, I see these young guys today that have gone to schools and they've been ripped off. They think they know something by going out there and doing 200 moves, and they know absolutely nothing. And cleaning house out of that brain would be a tough job, because these guys think they know these things. And, it doesn't take a great wrestler to go out there and jump off of a 20-foot cage onto his head. It takes a fool. And that's something, I just don't agree with. I don't agree with the hardcore stuff. Wrestling's worst enemy is wrestlers. And when you go out there and you clothesline a guy 4 times, you do this, that, and the other, you DDT this guy 2 times, and hell, you beat him with a schoolboy, something's wrong with this. Something is wrong with this. Yeah. And, it disgusts me, that, wrestling is such a beautiful thing if it's done right, but it's so ugly when it's abused.
Do you still watch WWE, or do you have a relationship with the company at all anymore?
I don't have a relationship with them. I do have a relationship. I have a good contract with them, but hopefully they'll push the button that rings my phone, and they'll invite me to the Rumble. I'm certainly getting ready for it. I'm training for it, and that's the part I can do. That stay, mentally, physically right. I can't make them call me, but we've had a lot of fans get in behind us, and they've all been pushing and asking and hoping, and maybe it will happen. If it doesn't happen, well, I guess I'll just have to try harder, maybe next year, or maybe I'll just wrestle, till I build my own wrestling company and start that, or maybe I'll buy TNA. I don't know about that.
I'd love to see that happen because I'll tell you what, one thing that TNA needs is to get back to basics and they could use a creative mind like yours to actually move in that direction.
Yeah, I feel like it could help them tremendously, but I can't make them call me, and chances are TNA and WWE that this old dog still likes to bark the same way and still likes to do the things that I feel are right. And the business has changed so much in the last 20 years that maybe my time has passed, but I don't think it has. I think there's a huge amount of people out there that they like to see wrestling done the old way. And maybe with a little luck we'll get a chance to find out that's true.
Any thoughts on possibly going into the WWE Hall of Fame? Because I know there's a lot of fans out there that have really been pushing for your induction, considering you're one of the all-time greats. What are your thoughts on a possible induction into the Hall of Fame?
Well, again, my phone's sitting right here. Nobody's beeping through on me, man. So, that's their game, man. They own that. And, I would love to be in it. I certainly understand why I'm not in it right now. I've been pretty vocal about things that, I did a lot of wrong things. I abused a lot of things, man. I really screwed up, man. I had probably I could have had the greatest career of all time with everybody. But due to my problems with drugs and alcohol, I sank my own boat, man. I'd like to blame you, and I'd like to blame somebody else for it. The bottom line is I picked up that pipe, I picked up that bottle, I did this, I did that. And, I want to say that, I never met anybody in jail or rehab, and I've been to several of each, that their dream was to grow up and become an alcoholic or an addict. And it's not something you choose to do. It's something that happens to you because you make bad choices. Recovery is possible. You don't have to die like that. So there's been a lot of guys that have gone that certainly went way before their time. And, by all, really honestly, I should have been one of those guys. But I guess God has a better picture, and either that or he just abuses himself by watching me act an ass at times. I don't know.
Well, that's what it's all about is resurrecting Jake the Snake Roberts. My co-host has a question for you. His name is Toph. He's down in the Georgia area as well. Toph, you have a question for Mr. Roberts tonight?
Hello, Mr. Roberts. It's an honor to talk to you tonight, sir.
Thank you.
There's 3 different promos that you've done before in the past. I believe one of them was involved with The Undertaker, another one with Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and the last one was with Randy Savage, where you were talking about Miss Elizabeth. The promos that you've done were very captivating, and a lot of people over the years have said that if they were to do training for how to cut promos, people would say they need to watch Jake the Snake Roberts promos, and I just wonder, what did you think about that? Does that flatter you? Do you like the fact that many people like to watch your promos to learn? Because I know Stone Cold has said many times that he watched your promos, used that as a catalyst for his 316 promo.
Right. It's flattering, that they say that. I wish they'd get busy and do it because I don't hear a lot of it other than Bray Wyatt. Bray's doing a fine job, I think, and he's one of the reasons I watch. If I watch, I'll tell you that, because I enjoy his promos. But It's so easy for me. I never understood why. I mean, I didn't have anybody writing my promos, man. That stuff just flew off the top of my head, and I mean, I was so gifted, and yet I abused it so much. And maybe that's the reason I got myself in trouble. Is I never had to think about anything out there. It just seemed like the natural thing to do or the natural thing to say. I didn't understand it whenever I'd go to somebody and say, well, you should have done that. And they go, oh, that's a great idea. I'm like, you didn't see that? I just don't, I don't know, man. Very fortunate, very blessed, and very foolish at times. And I just hope the fans can forgive me for wasting a lot. But even with all I wasted, I still get quite a bit that is worthy of watch.
So I'm still a big fan of your work, sir. There's only one more question I have left. I've heard stories about this for years. Is it true that you were supposed to work with Hulk Hogan, but due to fan reactions, it was a no-go?
Yep. I dropped him with DDT on a set in Phoenix, Arizona, and the fans screwed me and started chanting DDT. Thanks, guys.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for answering those questions, Mr. Robert. It was talking to you.
No problem at all. Thank you very much.
I've always thought about that possibility of a Jake Roberts Hulk Hogan feud back then, and I was only a kid back in those days. I'm 29 years old, so I grew up a Hulkamaniac. But as soon as you turned babyface, I was definitely on the Jake the Snake train. It was kind of a deal where you were so relatable because everybody can relate to a snake, and a snake is supposed to be evil, but you were a good guy. And did you feel that turning babyface and kind of being that guy just under Hogan? It seemed like you were almost a stepping stool for the heels going back and watching before Hogan.
That's exactly what I became. But, Vince, whenever they seen that Jake was getting stronger than Hogan, that wasn't going to happen. The whole company was based around Hogan. It was that's just the way it was. It's billions of dollars in marketing Hulk, not in inflatable snakes. So when that incident happened, man, the thing was on right there. Okay, turn him babyface, and we'll make him a stepping stone to Hogan. So I had to get all the heels ready for it, and I appreciate that job. I could have used a little bit more money on it because it kept me from getting the top shot, the title run, and later on, they tried to give me a title run with, the Ultimate Asshole, and that didn't work out because he got fired. And again, I got screwed. I never got that top run, And bottom line is, if you're in the ring for that big belt, that's where you make the big money, And so my wallet suffered, and I hated that part because. It's just weird that I could go to a building and sell it out, and there'll be no titles involved, and yet if you went to the same building with the same amount of people and you're in a title match, you make 3 times as much. Wait a minute. The same number of people are in there. What the hell? But, it's not my place to decide where Vince McMahon gives the money. So, I'm very grateful to the McMahons and the WWE for, to this day, they still pay for my therapy, and I still take advantage of that. They did send me to a couple of rehabs, which did not work, but at least they tried, and that's what I can say for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And you're going to continue to help out people because I heard that you're exploring to start an MS foundation. I want to spread that word a little bit for you. Tell the fans about this MS Foundation.
Well, it's just something that's in the works. I got to hold on to that one for a little while until we get it all set up. But that's just another dream. My daughter suffers from MS and other problems. But if everybody in the world would just take a moment and help one other person, this world would be a whole lot better place, man. I've been through a lot, and I go around and I see a lot of things I don't like, and I love kids, man, and I go to shows and I see kids that, maybe should have a little more time spent with them, and that takes me to a bad place because I was guilty of not spending enough time with my own children, and then I see kids that are mentally challenged, man. Those are my favorite. Those are the sweetest kids in the world. They haven't got a mean bone in their body or jealous bone in their body, and I like to spend a little extra time with them. Sometimes I get to horsing around with them, and people confuse me horsing around with them as, what's wrong with Jake? He's acting funny over there. Maybe he's drinking again. Well, no, it's not. I'm just being silly with kids. Kids that, that need a break. And, they're the first ones. I give them the free photos, the free T-shirts. I give it all to them, man, because, they didn't ask for that deck of cards, and then you get the ugly people out there in the world that want to point fingers at these kids and laugh at them because they're, a little slow or a little different. And crap, man. I tell you, getting old sucks. You just start getting all callous to start getting opinions on certain things, and, you just change.
Well, Jake, before we let you go, I want to level with you for a second. I've been in this professional wrestling kind of media business for a little over a year right now, and I've had the honor of interviewing some big stars, but this is by far one of the greatest moments for me in my entire life when it comes to professional wrestling, talking to you on the phone. And I want to throw this out to you. I really want to help spread the word, not just tonight, but into the future. ProWrestlingPowerhouse.com and Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio tries to spread the positive word. And I'm a huge, huge, huge fan. And I know a lot of fans out there are going to be negative, and they'll blow smoke up your ass by saying they're huge fans, and they're not really. I'm a big fan, and I want to help you through this and continue to spread the great word about Jake the Snake Roberts. And I really appreciate you being on the show tonight.
Well, I'll be glad to come back on and aggravate you some more as soon as I can let the monster loose about what's upcoming. You'll be the first guy I call. How's that?
You know what, Mr. Roberts, thank you so much. And before you go, I want to plug your Twitter account. You could follow Jake the Snake, the one and only, the incomparable. I have children now. At Jake Snake DDT on Twitter. Please check out JakeTheSnakeRoberts.com and just keep your ear out for all the great things that Mr. Roberts is doing in the future. Jake, thank you so much for coming on Pro Wrestling Powerhouse Radio tonight, sir.
Thank you for allowing me on, and God bless. Just keep smiling, and remember, don't be afraid to help that person right next to you.
Absolutely. Next time you're on the show, I want some road stories from you because we love a good, fun road story.
We might do that. Well, we might tell us. I have one or two. I can probably break one out for you. All right, bud. Take care.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.